Hi, everybody. Welcome to Dishing with the Dietitian. And thank you for joining me. Let me introduce myself to those of you who are new to my station, and let me tell you that rest assured this is not typical for me to be late. But my name is Debbie Kravitsky, and I am a registered dietitian. I've been a registered dietitian for over 30 years. Currently, I'm the Director of Nutrition at Mass General Hospital's Cardiovascular Disease Prevention Center. I also have a private practice. I consult with many corporations, and I've appeared in national publications such as Harper's Bazaar and Family Circle. I've also appeared in television. It gives me great pride to share with you nutrition information and to help you to reach your dietary goals. Together, we will shop, we will cook, and I will navigate the way. So speaking of cooking, let me also tell you that in my house, my air condition broke. And I don't know if any of you are watching from the Boston area. I hope many of my patients from MGH are here, and any of those from my prior, so that I hope that you're joining me. And if you are, please give me a thumbs up so I know that you're here. The beauty of a live stream is that I get to answer any questions that you may have as they come up live. I will see you hopefully on my screen. I'm looking just to check right now. And if you give me the thumbs up, I'm going to know that you're here, and that will give me great, great joy and pleasure. So it has been roasting in Boston, and that is not anything I typically complain about because summer is my favorite time of year. And the problem is when you don't have air conditioning. Do any of you not have air conditioning in your homes? Well, I'm used to having central air in mine, and this is the time it chose to break down on me, and which means that not only is it hot and humid in Boston, but I have no air circulating. Now, my husband did finally go out and get us some fans, but I have to tell you, it blows hot air. So not a ton of relief, a little bit, but really not a ton of relief. If any of you are in my circumstance, definitely give me a shout out. Let me know. Give me a thumbs up. Because if you're feeling the way I am, it is simply too hot to cook. There is no way that you want to put an oven on because you don't want to add any more heat to an already unbearable situation. So I have decided to do this live stream on when either you don't like to cook. I ran into a friend of mine today as I was getting the ingredients for tonight, and she said to me, well, what about if you don't like to cook? And I said, yeah, that would work here too. So I'm going to show you very easy tips that you can do so that you can have a delicious meal. You always can order out. You always can get a grilled salad, a tossed salad with grilled chicken. Absolutely. But sometimes you still want that home-cooked meal, and you want to know what's in your food so that you have things that are consistent with your goals. Also, hot like this, you don't want a big heavy meal because it'll make you feel sweaty. It'll make you feel hot. So here are some of my tips. Number one, choose your protein. Each meal, you want to make sure that you have you want to have a source of lean protein. I'm sorry, I'm looking to see who's here, and I'm getting all excited. So you're looking to see if you have a lean protein, and you also want to make sure that that you have a source of carbohydrate that's high in fiber and perhaps whole grain. So let me show you some examples of how you can do that. Now, I did not cook anything, just so you know. There's one thing we are going to cook together, and that will be on in a microwave, and literally it won't be more than a few minutes. And I don't really consider that cooking. Let me know if you think that's cooking, if I'm cheating the tagline here. But I really don't. But let me show you. My husband loves, and my family loves, I love salad. They love a Cobb salad. A Cobb salad traditionally will have bacon and other things in it, and maybe a hard-boiled eggs. I could have bought eggs already hard-boiled. Eggland's Best sells them, and I could have just chopped those up. I didn't, but I could have easily. And so what I did do is right here. Take a look at this. Is this not gorgeous? and it's hot out. And if you came home at the end, and let me tell you, no prep, really hardly anything. This is just avocado that I have sliced, cucumbers that I sliced, corn. Now the corn, I covered that corn, I put the corn, I shucked it at the market, I put it on a plate with some plastic wrap. I left the end open, I didn't seal the whole plate. 2 minutes, that's all it took, and I just cut it off the cob. This is rotisserie chicken. I was with my friend, she said, her husband said, maybe we should get one. I said, absolutely, it's too hot to cook. I just cubed it, I cut off the breast and I cubed it. This is just from the salad bar. I got to tell you how easy this is. Salad bar, I bought it already shredded, the cabbage. These are langostinos, sort of like little lobsters. So wouldn't that be a treat? Much better than blue cheese in my salad, which I don't want because that's saturated fat. It'll clog my arteries. This will give me double the protein. I'm really going to feel full and satisfied because protein helps you to feel full. The fiber in the vegetables will also hold your blood sugars. These are heirloom tomatoes, different colors to add appeal, and I have romaine lettuce underneath. I'm going to drizzle this with some of my favorite dressings. Sometimes I'll just make a dressing. Tell me if any of you have done this. I love champagne vinegar. Sometimes I'll do a little olive oil with a little champagne vinegar, maybe a little, if I'm going to do it in a bowl first, I'll do a little Dijon mustard, and then I'll pour that over. It'll be a light, refreshing, delicious vinaigrette that would go really complement the seafood and the chicken in this dish. So this is one delicious example of a really appealing, because we eat with our eyes, and you definitely are eating the rainbow. So this is a wonderful, wonderful choice. Even easier, if this you thinking is just way too much work for you, try a spinach salad. Spinach salad comes in a bag or in a plastic clamshell, as they say. And if you buy your vegetables already washed, do not wash them again, because you're going to increase contamination. So all I had to do was open up that plastic shell called a clamshell, and I took out my baby spinach. Salad's just about done. I'm already almost there. I took one of those baby cucumbers, those Persian cucumbers, boom, 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 boom. Didn't peel it, nothing. 2 seconds, I'm done. Any of you from Mass General, my cardiac rehab patients on Wednesday, if you would like to try this salad, let me know. Put it in the comments box below, and I will make you this on Wednesday. And then I chopped up some red onion. Now, a spinach salad traditionally has goat cheese. But again, I'm not looking for extra saturated fat that will clog my arteries. If you want more information on the impact of fat, out my YouTube videos on healthy fats and unhealthy fats. Instead of goat cheese, I have Laughing Cow garlic and herb cheese. Now here, there's so much flavor going on in this salad between the goat cheese, between the Laughing Cow cheese and the spinach, that all I really need is a little drizzle of red wine vinegar. It's going to give you just the flavor punch that you need. And that my salad is done. Dinner is done. No baking at all. None required. If I'd like, maybe I will take a whole wheat naan and put it inside and make a delicious salad. I don't have to. It's just an option. So I'm trying to show you different things. I also could take that rotisserie chicken and put it on some bread to make a sandwich with some lettuce and tomato. And then I may take a little guacamole. And here's my guacamole. And I may put this guacamole just like this. Oh, does this look good? And I thought it was too hard to cook. And then I'm going to flip this over. Oh my gosh. Look at this. What a treat. Oh, who wouldn't want this on a hot summer's night? Now, I also thought that it would be fun if we cooked together. And one I've done many, many times. And I'm so excited because I know it's delicious. And so I'm so looking forward to sharing it with you. Another I have never done, but I thought, wouldn't it be fun? Maybe I should have practiced first, but I thought, isn't that the fun? Sometimes things work and sometimes they don't, but you never know unless you try. So I thought this would be a great opportunity for us to try together. I'm not going out on the grill tonight. Again, way too hot. Anywhere near extra heat, forget it. Count me out. So I bought a piece of salmon at the market. I am going to. You can cook in your microwave. I had a patient once who told me he lives in a studio apartment. Didn't even have a toaster oven. All he had, believe it or not, was a microwave. You can cook in your microwave. So here's a way that you can do it. Now, I have not done this before, but I thought, wouldn't it be fun if we practiced together? So here we go. We're going to do this. I'm going to I put my finger over the spout of the olive oil always to give me a little bit better control when I pour. And I'm going to drizzle this. We're not going to measure. We're too hot and tired, perhaps. And that's all I'm doing. I'm drizzling that salmon with a little olive oil. I have made this recipe before on the grill, so I'm very curious to see if it comes out again. This I Trader Joe's. It's their chili lime seasoning. Love it. Great flavor, and will really soften the taste of the salmon, but give you an added dimension of flavor. I am going to sprinkle this across my salmon, and of course it's been here, and you can see this. I may give this a little tap so I can get a little bit more out. But are you getting the idea? I'm going to just, now I'm good to go. And I think that's plenty. What about you? If you want more, add more. This is just to taste. I'm going to take a piece of plastic wrap, and I'm going to cover the salmon. Okay? This will depend, the cooking times, on how strong your microwave is. Mine's pretty strong. It should take no more than 4 minutes. But I'm going to start at 2, and then at every minute, in minute intervals afterwards, just to check till it's cooked to my degree of likeness. So I'm going to start with 2 minutes. Whoops. Here we go. And we'll check back. But in the meantime, I thought I'd show you another recipe. The one I said that I've made before that I love. I love shrimp, I have to tell you. And to delight, it has been on sale in many markets. So I have some shrimp. You can buy it frozen. What do you think they're putting out at the fish market? They're putting out fish that's been frozen but now defrosted. So you can buy it frozen. You already cooked. And in this kind of weather, that's for me. Now, I am going to take about a cup of mayonnaise. I start by measuring everything. Then I have a reference. So I'm going to put in about a cup of mayonnaise. If I need the recipe that I am basing this off of actually calls for 2 cups. But in my head, that's just too much. So here's 1 cup of mayonnaise going in. Not really cooking yet, or at all. I am going to put my champagne vinegar, and I'm going to also do a little champagne vinegar because I love it, and I'm going to combine it with a little white wine vinegar. The way you get to decrease the amount of fat that you use or the amount of salt that you use is by adding flavor from herbs, from spices, from enjoying the flavor of the foods themselves, and also with mustard and vinegars. They're delicious. I don't know about you. So I'm going to add about a teaspoon of 1. I'm going to do about a teaspoon. See, I'm not really measuring because I'll taste this and I'll adjust the seasonings as I go. And then I'm going to take Oh, here's my salmon. Let's check it. Whoa, it's sizzling. Do you guys hear that? I don't have to hear it. But it is sizzling. And let's take a look. Oh, wow. I think that's done perfectly. I think my 2 minutes have done it. I'm going to let it sit and rest here. But you could do more. If you think, I think that's done perfectly. What about you? How do you like that? We didn't go outside. We didn't heat, and we actually could have a hot meal. The other thing we could do with this is we could add an ear of corn on the cob, which I have. We also could add some brown rice. So excuse me, I'm going to get my corn. What do you think of that? Doesn't that look delish? And I might put this on a separate plate, but just for now, because I was late enough for you guys, I'm going to add some corn. And I could add my spinach salad on the other side. If you didn't want corn, you certainly could have done brown rice, and you have a hot meal. Another idea is that you could take this same salmon, and you could slice it a little bit, and you could put it in a sandwich with guacamole. You also could put it in the naan, in the wrap, or you could put it in a salad. This salmon that actually took 2 minutes in your microwave, which wasn't cooking, we really just pressed start. You could either have a hot meal or a cold meal. Either way, it will be delicious, and anything good for your heart, which salmon is my gold star for fish, will also be good for your brain. This truly is brain food. So people who ate fish more regularly actually had lower incidence of Alzheimer's. So this to me is tasting better with every bite, because it's important to know who you are. You want to live longer, but you want to live longer well. So let me also add, I've added my vinegars, I've added my mayonnaise, and now I'm going to add a little Dijon mustard. Great flavors. Can you see how delicious this is going to be? Can you even imagine? I wish you guys were here. I'm putting this on the table as one of my delicious treats. And now let me show you that I did taste this mixture of 2 kinds of vinegar, champagne and white wine vinegar. You could just use one or both. I happen to have both, that's why I used both. And the mayonnaise and the mustard. And when I tasted it, I actually wanted a little bit more vinegar. And so while you were looking at the salmon, I actually added a little bit more. Now I think it's perfect. To this mixture, I am going to stir in my shrimp. This is cooked shrimp, and I'm going to just stir it right in. I'm going to also add to this, my hands are clean, promise you. And I'm also going to stir in some celery to give it a little crunch and a little freshness. Look at this, too hot to cook doesn't mean you don't have to have something that's delicious. And some red onion. See, we haven't cooked. This is probably corn. So this will be a real treat for people in my house, and I'm sure it would be a treat for people in yours. You could do the same thing with chicken. You could do it with the salmon. And you could do a meatless meal. Quinoa comes in frozen containers. You could put quinoa in the microwave for 90 seconds actually for quinoa. So you don't need to cook. Quinoa is a complete protein. You don't need to add to it. If you want, Trader Joe's and Whole Foods have a frozen brown rice. Right in the microwave, no pan required. And all you do is 90 seconds, you're going to open your the pouch that it comes in. You're going to put it right in the microwave, and you could have brown rice. And if you add with brown rice, which is a whole grain, you could add some black beans, you could add some chickpeas, you could make a salad or a hot meal. Either way, now you have protein, and then fill in the rest with some non-starchy vegetables. Some red onion, red pepper, tomatoes, some broccoli, maybe some asparagus, and you too will have a delicious meal. Now for me that looks delicious, but actually it looks a little too mayonnaise-y. I don't like a ton of mayonnaise. Let me know what you think. So I'm going to add a little bit more. I have all these ingredients. I might as well use them. And let me show you what I'm going to do. On a hot day, I don't want to have too much to eat. So I have a bowl here of delicious bib lettuce. I'm going to take my bib lettuce and I'm going to put my shrimp salad. Oh my God, what a treat. Is this not yummy? Let me know what you think. And I'm going to be looking in just a minute to see what you think. And here we go. And dinner, I think dinner is done. Okay, yummy. Dinner is done. And it's beautiful. We eat with our eyes first. So dinner can be delicious. You don't have to cook. You don't even have to like to cook. We really just did very simple prep in a very easy way. And now I'm so thrilled with my main courses that I just want to also, while I'm looking at this guacamole, I want to tell you how I made it. Guacamole, you may buy it. I took an avocado and I like to get the ones that are firm but not mushy all the way. Enough that that I can press, that's soft, so I know it's ripe but still firm. Do you know what I'm talking about? They're like a little green and black. They're not the prettiest, but that's okay. I don't want them all dark black because then it's a little too overripe. I open the avocado, just take a knife right around, and I put it into a bowl, and immediately, because I don't want that avocado to change color, I squirt it with some lime juice. I then take a tomato, and I cut the tomato in half, and I scoop out the seeds. And then I chop up that tomato. I also chop up a red onion. And I add to the avocado, I add these ingredients. I add the red onion first. I'm going to add the tomato last. And then I add some dashes, about 8 dashes of hot sauce, depending on how hot or spicy you like your food. I'm not very spicy. My kids and my husband much more adventurous than I am. And then I add the tomato, I add a little bit of salt, and then I add the tomato so that I will not make everything red, and I keep that tomato intact. And lo and behold, you will have the most delicious guacamole, I promise you. It is scrumptious to be used by itself, with a chip, with bread, with crackers, or in a salad or in a sandwich. So yummy, yummy. Now that I've had some delicious main course treats, I don't know about you, I'm ready for dessert. So here we go. I'm coming to you. I love fresh fruit, particularly in the summer. When this fruit is available, why not? I used to tell my kids, it's like candy. And isn't it? It absolutely is. This fruit is going to taste like candy. Now, in the 4th of July YouTube that I did, you saw that you are able to very successfully take the Stand Light and Fit Greek 80 or any of your favorite yogurts, and you certainly can freeze it. So you can stick a popsicle stick in it, you could make it a shape, whatever you like. When you're hot, like I have been hot, that's too much. You're too tired. You certainly can, and it is delicious. But let me show you a yogurt parfait. My son asks for this just about every day because it's delicious. And your food can taste good and be good for you. It certainly isn't an oxymoron. So I'm going to take, this is the strawberry Dan Light and Fit Greek 80. 80 because it is 80 calories. So this isn't going to sabotage anybody's dietary goals. We need calcium, We definitely need vitamin D. We're almost all, particularly here in the Northeast, deficient in vitamin D. If you live above the 37th parallel line of the United States, you are deficient in vitamin D, most likely, because you don't get the sun. And I am going to put in some fruit. This was the fruit I happen to have on hand. You can use any combination of fruit that you have. I'm doing strawberries, strawberries, blueberries, and some blackberries. How pretty is that? And I'm going to keep layering so that I have a yogurt parfait. Food should be a treat. Food should give you pleasure and joy, and it should not sabotage your goals. Here you go. Oh my gosh, yum, yum, yum. And here's my last. How fun is this? Now, if I wanted to, I could add more yogurt. I could add some whipped cream to the top, which would probably give my kids a lot of joy. I'm adding fruit to really give this a little pizzazz. How fun. Would you guys like this? Let me know. Put it in the comments box or give me a thumbs up. Let me know how I'm doing. Is that not gorgeous? Good enough for YouTube, good enough for a Instagram, I think. And here's my long spoon. Yum. Dessert is done. Let me show you 2 more desserts that I happen to love. Ready? I've shown you the Enlightened ice cream. Enlightened also comes in bars. This is their sea salt caramel. 80 calories. When you really want a delicious treat, 80 calories. It'll have 1 gram of saturated fat. Your number is 2. And very low sugar and 5 grams of fiber. This is a delicious, refreshing treat. If I don't want to spend 80 calories, I love the Tropicals by Popsicle brand. They have sugar-free tropicals. The flavors are tropical orange, Hawaiian pineapple, which is unbelievable, and Caribbean fruit punch. 15 calories each. This will get me through the night. So I hope you've enjoyed this delicious, I just can't cook because it's too hot, segment on my YouTube channel. And I thank you for coming. I'm just trying to this computer just isn't doing it for me. If you, sorry guys, I'm having a little technical difficulty. If you have any comments, I would love you to put them in. And, oh, I see. Okay, I think I'm good with you guys. And if you are here, definitely give me a thumbs up. If Richard is here, make sure that before I sign off, because I love this, we do a little thing. It must be hard for you to type in or to get me on time, but I'm telling you now that if you do have a question, which I would totally welcome, if you can let me know now, that would be great before I sign off. But I'm not really seeing anybody right now with a question, so I thank you for coming. I hope you've had a wonderful night. Please stay cool out there, and any comments, any upcoming segment ideas that you'd like, feel free to put it in the comment box. Have a great night. Thank you for joining me on Dishin' with the Dietitian.